Dollie Hugs Guys! And welcome to our Dollie Pengkay series, wherein we give our doll a makeover through Repaint. But before we start, remember to like and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button to stay updated for future episodes. So what are you waiting for? Let's begin! So the doll that we're going to use for today is from the 2015 ITBE Grab Box Doll Collection of Integrity Toys. So she's called the Breathtaking Monogram doll, and she has the original Monogram face mold. So I already removed her head from the body using a blow dryer. Her hair is fairly long and the volume is just right. I even love the side part, and I'm living for the hair color right now, so I don't think that we need a hair reroot. So let's start by prepping the face. Using a cotton ball with acetone, start wiping her face to erase the factory paint. And now we're going to modify the face mold. I love the monogram's face shape, but I'm not a fan of the eyelids because I feel that it's very limiting and you cannot play around with eye shapes, so I decided to sand it off. At first, we're going to use a lower grit sandpaper. Since the lower grit sandpaper is coarser, it's easier to flatten the eyelids. And then we're going to switch to a higher grit for the finer areas. And when the eyelids are flat, you can now switch to the highest grit to buff and smoothen the sanded area. Now that the eyelids are flat, we can start repainting. I normally start painting the whites of the eye. And this way, I can already see the size and eye shape that I want. I normally work on each side alternately. In this way, you give the paint an ample time to dry for a more even finish. Just always remember to work in layers and give your paint an ample time to dry in between. And now, let's proceed in painting the outlines. So we will start by painting the outlines around the eyes. So I usually start with a rough outline using a lighter color of paint to serve as a guide. So while waiting for the eye outlines paint to dry, I also started painting a rough outline of the lips. And then I proceed with a darker color to finalize the outline. And now let's proceed in outlining the brows and the lips. Again, we're going to start with a rough outline for the brows. Just continue building up layers until the lines darken. Then paint the final outline for the lips. After we're done painting the outlines, let's proceed in painting the highlights. I start by painting highlights on the brow bone and around the brows. And then few on the eyelids. Lips. And nose. We can now proceed in painting the initial contour. Now let's add some additional details. As you can see, we're adding brow hairs for added texture. This is also part of the process where you can darken lines or add details like beauty marks. Now we can start painting the tear ducts, the lip color, and the eyeshadows. This is one of my favorite parts because you can play around with colors, especially for the lips and the eyeshadow. But in this case, we're going to use a more neutral palette so she can pull off any wardrobe color. Now we can finally paint the eyeballs. So let's start by drawing a rough outline of the eyeballs. Then start filling in the outline. After filling in the eyeball, I started painting in the actual eye color. And as I go in, the shade becomes lighter to add depth. Then let's proceed in painting the lashes and the eyeliner. Using our chalk pastels, we can now add our final contour and blush. And be sure to dust off any excess pastels. And then finally, before sealing, remember to paint the catch lights. And lastly, sealing and varnishing your repaint. So I already sealed it with MSC off cam. Now we're going to varnish the eyes with a matte acrylic sealant. Then we're going to use a gloss varnish for the lips. Just let the varnish dry for a couple of minutes and then we're done! I hope you enjoyed this video and give it a thumbs up and share it to your friends. And please leave us a comment down below and tell us what you think. And remember to click the subscribe button and hit the bell to stay updated for new contents. And see us in our other social media accounts. And always remember, if you cannot have one, you can always make one. customize your life and your doll because life's a doll. Thank you for watching and see you next time.